Today it is?
No, Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
I was not even paying attention.
That's right. Happy spring.
Happy spring. Hello, everybody.
There it is.
Happy
Now we
spring.
can start.
Now we can start. That's right. It says a minute 16.
Oh, we've been
Oh, no, now it's 9. I was like, I haven't even clicked the button a minute ago.
Well,
I don't think they heard about the other stuff we were talking
well,
about.
if they did. The Cro-Magnon will be safe.
Right, the Cro-Magnon's safe. My Cro-Magnon eyebrows.
Don't worry, we weren't talking bad about anybody but us.
Oh, yeah, totally. Just us.
Okay,
All
well.
right. Well, as always, Shelley has a fabulous. Nope, not that one.
Well, please
Did you know you
hold.
could do this, by the way?
What is it?
Move all of your unread to the top of your inbox.
No.
Oh, it's beautiful. I just figured it out. Oh, yeah.
Hey, here's a question while Rachel's looking for the announcements. We use G Suite as sort of our office, what is it called? Like network system?
Email,
Blah, blah.
service, blah, blah, blah.
It's okay, not great. So but we're not big fans of Microsoft. So if you know of anything that you use for like emails and network storage and
All the things.
all the blah blah things that you really love, you should drop a comment because we would love to know what our other options are.
Yes, because what we have a little bit of a technology is sad, and we'd switch if we knew it was less sad, but we haven't seen anything that feels less sad than what we have. So convince us that there's some less sad options out there.
Please do.
All right. You want to talk about the Helix website? We're so close.
We're about to launch it. So what does that mean? Because everybody's like, I thought Helix was already a thing. It is.
It is.
We are just about ready to launch
A new campaign.
a new campaign and the SaaS version, so you can actually buy it yourself online without having to contact anyone at Rose Group, which, makes us a little sad. You can call us anytime.
Anytime.
But this gives us an opportunity to really start scaling with Helix, so we're very excited about that. So probably
And
before mid-April.
Yeah, and our new campaign is the best.
Oh, God.
So
we should probably have a leak
we should
in the next week or two.
we should
to this
definitely
group.
sneak it out.
You guys have been
because
with
it's
us
so
for a
worth
long
it.
time.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yes.
But one of the things you can really help us out before mid-April is that if you have used Helix and you know your culture type, and even if you are with us before Helix, if you know your culture type and it's helped you understand yourself, understand other people, understand how to deal with change, understand your team, whatever, send Shelley or private message the IX leadership group, that's Shelley, your a couple words about how great it is and what you learned. We would love it if we could put your name and picture on the website. We're okay with anonymous ones, but Chris was telling us the other day that it'd be more powerful if we could have your photo, your headshot, and your name on it, which would be great. So if you're willing to do that, let us know. If you need it to be anonymous, that would be fine too. But we thought we would ask for the brave souls among us to give us pictures and names. So.
Yes. And it could just be your first name. If you just want it to be
we wouldn't,
my first name.
We wouldn't give away your access to the vault or anything. Like we'd probably first name, last initial. That's probably what we do.
Yeah. Unless you've got something good in your vault, and then we're going to access
Then we're going to
ourselves.
sneak it on in there.
Yes. Do you have knowledge that will help our community members? We're always excited to provide different expert opinions in different areas, and we, like anybody else in this group or any other group, are constantly learning. So we like to have new opportunities to hear new things from different people. So if you would like to be a featured guest in our live, then you can also get a hold of Shelley. All roads lead to Shelley. Always. So if you want to be a featured guest, or if you have some specific topic that maybe you're not an expert in, but it really impacts your industry, you can let us know that too. And we can find a guest.
Or somebody that you love that you'd like to see. Now, probably can't get Michael Jordan, so it'd have to be somebody reasonable. But if you saw somebody that you like, or in the community that you'd like to hear from, or things like that, we can coordinate. So I say we. Shelley,
the royal
coordinate. That's right.
Yeah,
because she's me.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have guest on the live, We have a podcast. We have lots of other ways to share. So the podcast is a little more curated, but the live, we're kind of exploring what our options are. So let us know. All right.
Weekly quote. Innovation is born out of letting go of what was and looking forward toward many potential futures in a very real way. For those of you who are following along in the book, that is on page 100.
So good. Letting go is so great. We had a great podcast interview this week that he had like his letting go moment. He actually talks about in the podcast. So
He does, and it was a big one. Like,
yeah, it was big.
we don't want to spoil it for you. It's only 15 minutes. You can listen to it, but
Yeah, I'm still producing it, but it'll hopefully. Shelley can tell you when it'll be out. Probably in the next couple weeks, I would guess.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a big letting go moment. And the interesting thing about most letting go stories is that they happen to us instead of by us, or like we don't get to decide because they happen because something in our life has happened that we just can't. We kind of crumble under the pressure. So really knowing when to, or start thinking about when to let go of what was and think about what's new is important. And verbalizing that with people who know and love you really helps you feel like you can get your arms around it.
yeah, letting go and looking forward. You can look back for a really long time, but it won't help you grow and it won't help you change anything. So it's a big deal. I love that one. All right, weekly writing prompt. Do something nice for your favorite small business. This is nice. Great idea. We challenge you all to write 2 online reviews this week for your favorite small business. People are starting to come out of the COVID. Hopefully, everyone can hang on for a few more months. I think once everyone gets vaccinated, it's going to be on. I got our water park passes for this summer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So hopefully summer will be back to its amazing cook out, go out to eat, hang out kind of vibe. So help your favorite small businesses make it till then. Write a couple reviews this week. And you should share their link in to the chat so we can all know who your favorite small business is.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
That'd be
I'm
fun.
always looking for good new small businesses.
Yeah, me too. And it's funny, it's one of those, I always remember, like I always think of, oh, I didn't go to that place. I've been thinking like, oh, I should go to that new whatever place over and over and over, like the new bakery or whatever it is. And then before I actually get over there, it closes. And I'm thinking, you lazy butthead, get over there. So anyway, let us know who we should be visiting and buying stuff from.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, member questions. I recently received a job offer. I'm really excited about the opportunity. But as a stabilizer, change is hard for me. I thought after careful consideration, I was ready to make the leap. However, my current job just made me a very good offer to stay. Any advice on making this decision? Is stabilizer paralysis a thing? Oh, honey. It's not a thing, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is one of the things that we when you have a situation like this where you're just kind of overwhelmed with the choices, I always like to write down like why this job is great, why it's bad, why this job is great, why it's bad. And because a lot of times we just kind of go round and round in our brain and we can't get out of it. And sometimes just writing it down makes you go, this job is bad because I don't like working with Samantha. And you're like, I don't want to work with her anymore. I'm not going to stay. Because sometimes you sort of can talk yourself into, maybe it's not as bad as I thought it was. And your intuition might be wanting to hold on to the old job because it's what you know. But why were you leaving in the first place? Remind yourself of those reasons, because there's usually both push out the door and pull reasons to get you out. And if you are a stabilizer and decided to move, you probably have some really good reasons that were built over a really long time. So don't dismiss those so easily.
Yeah. And I would also consider the how or why your current job made you an offer. Is it that they're just desperate, or does it actually have something to do with the value that you provide to the business? And kind of what is your gut feel on that? Because if it's just that they're like, holy crap, we can't let Meg go because then nobody's going to be able to do that job. That doesn't mean they value you and they think you're special. And they're like, geez, I'm so sorry. I didn't really realize we weren't, paying enough attention to you. So I think kind of thinking about if they, and how did it all happen? Did they, offer it right away? Did they wait a while? Were they great about it? Were they not so great about it?
Well, and how did they offer you a more, like, didn't you just turn in your resignation? And then, I don't know, like when I'm ready to go, like I don't even entertain oh, but what if we paid you more money? I would have asked for more money if I wanted more money to stay.
Yeah. Or if you think you should have been valued at a higher rate before.
This whole time.
Yeah, and they're just now like, oh, we don't want you to leave. Do you want more money? Then do you want to go back to work for that person is the question. Because promise you, team-driven stabilizer, you're going to want to get along with that person and not have conflict. But internally, you will always be like, kind of have a little bit of sand in your craw about, oh yeah, well, you just gave me more money so I would leave because it's easier for you.
Well, and also do a little math. How much more does that raise get you in your pocket? Because if it's like $5 a paycheck, sometimes they can say, well, we're going to pay you $5,000 more a year. And you think, wow, that's a lot of money. And then you actually do the math and it's like $20 a paycheck. And you're like, oh, that's not worth it. So be sure you're thinking all the way through to what the new reality might be.
Yes.
And frankly, you're not driven by money. If you're a stabilizer, money is a reality that we all pay attention to. So, but you're not really driven by money the way some other culture types might be. So that might be an artificial reason to stay, and it might become an excuse to stay. So just be aware of that part.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's really important that you make this decision based on what's really important to you. And as a stabilizer, a lot of times stabilizers can be really good at dismissing that entirely because it's not about me or it's not important for me as a person. It might be important for me because of this person or my relationship with that place or thing. So think about what's actually really the best for you. What's going to serve you as a human, because that's how you will then best serve the relationships you have in your life.
Yeah, and it can get ugly if you try to suppress that for too long in too big of a way.
Yes.
All right, next question. We didn't get a specific question on this topic, Shelley says, but I have been hearing a lot of success guilt for the last month or so. Have we heard about this? I have heard about this. Not guilt so much as what are tips to help our members get past the roadblock. I've actually heard that I should just shut up and keep doing my job because some people are standing in food lines without jobs.
Oh, like an employee had this told to them in a business?
No, they felt like they were whining about their job. Oh. And they maybe I should keep my trap shut because there's people without jobs and are standing at no food. So I'm like...
Well, here's a news flash for you. There were people without jobs in food lines or where there aren't even jobs or food lines way before COVID.
Every single day.
Maybe you should check your global news. If you're worried about that. I've heard a little bit about this. I will say even in talking about when people say, oh, how's your business been going?
Guilt, yeah.
I'm like, well, we're a COVID success story. And even when I say it, I'm happy about it. It's not like I'm sad, but I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know who I want to say that to. So I get it a little bit. So I don't know, some tips. I guess the first thing I think about is we're helping people. And if we didn't have a business that was designed specifically to help people through big changes and growth and mergers and acquisitions and succession planning and project management and change management and all the things we do, then that would be one less resource in the world for all the people that we've been helping. So I think the first thing I do is think about how not how I'm being, I'm having benefit, but how are we helping other people with our success?
Well, I would say success guilt too. It's tough because, especially around here, success is not always looked upon as positive for some strange reason. And so you just have to kind of realize that if you get kind of blowback about success, or someone's giving you a hard time about your success, you have to realize that it's really more about them than it is about you. And if you're not being a jerk about bragging, or if you're just like conversationally saying, yeah, we had a great year, best year we ever had in 2020. 2021 is starting to be our best year ever too. And isn't that awesome? If you know you're not being a jerk about it, well, then it's usually about them. And there's not a lot you can usually do about them. And the other thing I would say is, if you're hanging out with this person a lot, then you need to hang out with them less. Because if they're not excited for your success, then they're probably dragging you down. And you don't need that in your life.
Yeah, I have been through a couple different stages in my life where I kind of had to let go of some people that weren't serving me. Not necessarily about success guilt, but
probably that's just because you didn't feel the guilt. But it was about you being successful, or not really?
Well, some of them, yes.
Yeah.
But, just by and large, you go through stages in your life, and some people just don't serve you. Doesn't mean they can't come back into your life at some point, or more at some point. But sometimes sort of the stories you hear from some people, they just don't serve you. And I have had some pretty awesome success guilt in my lifetime and career with people who I love very much. But I just made it a point not to talk about those things with them.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter. And I'm not, like, I don't talk about our success because I'm bragging. Mm-hmm. It's usually just you get asked in conversation, whatever. And so I just kind of make it a point to gloss over it with these certain people. If I'm asked, I just gloss over it. And
yeah, things are good.
Yeah, things are great. We're doing good. And then the part you do have to ignore is maybe if you're getting any visual feedback, like, oh, good for you.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is, like Rachel said, that's about them. You can't change it. For you team-driven people, I know it sort of is a stake through the heart, but...
Yeah, especially if you want other people to be proud of you, but you get blowback about your success. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
You have to find the people who will be proud of you and happy for you, and doesn't matter what their personal situation is in relation to yours. And talk to those people about it.
That's a good point. There are people that we have in our space that we talk business and dollars and cents and goals and strategies to grow the company, and there's lots of people we don't talk about that with. So sometimes it's just discernment about who knows what and how much. So.
Yeah. You don't have to tell everybody everything.
Team-driven people, we love you. I'm one of you.
Midwestern people also. I actually, even as a severely self-driven person, for a long time, I'm like, well, I got to tell everybody. And then now I'm like, I don't have to tell anybody.
Right. We're giving you permission to not tell everybody everything. All right. So good news. Oh, this is very sweet. So this is a story about in Canada, they were setting off planned like avalanches, or I don't know if they're called planned, but that's kind of what they are. Controlled. There we go. Avalanches, and they're actually like explosions. They like whoosh, boom, when the avalanche happens. It's pretty cool. I'm actually gonna kill this because it's killing our internet. I don't know if it's ads or what. It's already better. Anyway, so the guys doing it were watching how the avalanches were happening. And there was one elk in the middle of this big, I suppose, valley. And the guys didn't see it. And it wasn't chased away by the banging, the big noises. And so, but once the avalanche started, it tried to outrun it, but it caught the elk in the snow. And they thought these two guys decided to go check it out to see if it survived or whatever. Imagine really also to put it out of its misery if it like broke a leg or something, I would guess. Mm-hmm. So anyway, they found it, and it was just like his nose and in one eye was sticking out of the snow. And the eye was saying, "Help me!" He was like, "Holy, get me out of here!" Yeah. And so they dug him out. And basically what they did is they kind of dug out around his back, and then they dug his back legs out so it could push himself out. And then it got out. And he didn't appear to have any injuries. He seemed a little bit dazed. He stood and kind of watched them drive away as if he wasn't sure what the heck just happened, which is probably true. But anyway, it's really cute. I'm sure Shelley will share the link with you. We can't see comments today. I don't know why, but So anyway, I'm sure Shelley is sharing the link with you as we speak. So
Yes.
it's a great, good news story that we always like to end with. And if you have any good news, we'd love to hear your good news too. So you should post it if you have some.
Yes. You
All
should.
right. Excuse me.
All right. Until next time, lead powerfully.
Change the world. See you next week. Bye. I got it.
Okay, do it. You do it.
I'm doing it. Maybe. Maybe do it.
Maybe it's me. Oh, there.
There it goes.